Hey, if you're a baseball fan living in Orange County or Los Angeles, you ought to be feeling pretty good right now. Both the Dodgers and Angels are in the playoffs. Dodgers open against St. Louis, Angels open against Boston. And joining us, contributor Phil Wallace. Hey, Phil, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great, Fred. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Let's break it down. We'll start with the Angels and Boston series. Your thoughts?
Well, the Angels have obviously struggled against the Red Sox in the playoffs the last few years, but I really think this year will be different for the Halos. First of all, they're playing really inspired baseball, and one of the main reasons against the Red Sox over the years is their offense. This is the best Angels offense that I've seen in the last few years. Kenji Morales has really been a major godsend for them. They've had some great play from their young infielders. Bob Abreu has been great. Their whole outfield's been solid. So I really like the Angels' chances, especially since the Red Sox pitching staff, their 1-2 guys, John Lester and Josh Beckett, have been a little bit banged up. They both got hurt a little bit late in the year. They're both going to go. But I just like the way the Angels match up this year, and I think it could be a good year for them in the playoffs.
Well, pitching is the key to the playoffs. It always is. You like the way the Angels are hitting the ball, and, they're pitching pretty well now. But the key here, as you point out, Boston's pitching has been struggling, so you're going to take the Angels in that series. Okay. Dodgers and St. Louis. What do you think there? They open here at Dodger Stadium.
Well, the Dodgers have not been playing well towards the end of the season. It seemed to take them an eternity to clinch the NL West, but the Cardinals haven't been playing well either. They lost 8 of their last 10. But the Cardinals have 2 of the best pitchers in the National League, in Adam Wainwright and Chris Carpenter. And the Dodger offense has really struggled in September, and Manny Ramirez just hasn't gotten going ever since he came back from the steroid suspension. The Cardinals offense isn't that great either after their 2 top guys, Albert Pujols and Matt Holliday. But I still like the Cardinals, actually, and I grew up a Dodger fan, so it pains me to say this, but I think the Cardinals have to be the favorite in this series. Low scoring, but I see them pulling it out.
All right, here's what concerns me about the Dodgers. First, Dodger pitching. I loved Clayton Kershaw in the clinching game against Colorado over the weekend. I thought that was the best I've ever seen him pitch. He looks like he's ready to go. Okay, so there's one. Randy Wolf, who's had a spectacular year, has pitched out of his mind. And you can only hope if you're a Dodger fan that continues. There's 2. You're out of pitchers right now because Vicente Padilla is not the answer to anything. And we know Billingsley has been struggling. I don't think Kuroda's even going to pitch in the series. So I think Dodger pitching is a real concern here. And the other point you made, Manny Ramirez, and I'm of the opinion that everything, good or bad, rests on Manny's shoulders. And since he came back, he has not performed well. I would say he has been more of a disappointment than someone you look forward to. And given the fact that he was Teflon when he came here and nothing would stick, if he doesn't play well in the playoffs, I'll tell you what, I think that's a guy that's going to hear it from the fans. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. This is a guy who's making, $45 million over 2 years, and he hasn't lived up to his expectations since he came back from the suspension. But also Matt Kemp and Andre Ethier both struggled in September quite a bit. I do think the Dodger pitching is better than a lot of people give it credit for. They actually had the best ERA in the National League throughout the entire season. Their bullpen has been fantastic. Obviously, Chad Billingsley has been a different pitcher in the second half, so that's a major concern. John Garland actually has a good postseason history, but it doesn't look
good
start.
Lord,
the Cardinals actually hit.
Phil. Wait, Phil. All right, we're going to move off the Dodgers in a second, but I got to tell you one thing. Don't sell me on John Garland. Don't even try to sell me.
Well, he pitched really great for the White Sox in 2005. But you're right. Look, the Dodgers have been able to piece together 5-6 inning starts from their starters, and then the bullpen, which has been phenomenal, has been able to carry it the rest of the way. It's not the traditional way the teams win games in the playoffs, but there are many ways to win baseball games.
All right, got 30 seconds here. Raiders, Tom Gable, head coach, punched his assistant, could be fired, could be arrested, could be suspended. How big of a joke are the Raiders?
Well, look, this all goes back to Al Davis. I don't know why you bring in a guy like Tom Cable, who had an 11-35 record as the head coach of Idaho. And if they fire him, their top 2 internal candidates are Paul Hackett and Ted Tollner, something that'll make some USC fans laugh a little bit. If I'm Roger Goodell, I would step in and maybe find some way to wrest control away from Al Davis because he's just lost it, and this organization is a mess.
Phil, couldn't agree with you more on that. Nice job tonight. Appreciate it as always.
All right. Thanks a lot, Fred.
All right. Take care.